Hello everyone, so I'm Paul, my in-game name is TV Magicgnom, and I'm wanting to make an Anub'arak guide today. So I'm just going to pop into a try mode and go over talents first. Anub'arak is one of the squishiest tanks in the game. His survivability options are at 1 in 7. The main way that he survives engagements is with the spell shield and absorption of his hardened carapace. It's a noticeable shield with 40 spell armor. Making that spell armor 70% is pretty huge because you can survive nearly any burst damage that the other team has. In some games though, their damage is nearly entirely based on auto attacks and they've got no real burst. Then you may as well just get the Regeneration Master. The 500 increased health is a pretty large portion of your health, especially when you first get that 500 bonus. It'll probably be about 30% of your health pool at the time when you reach the 30 globes. And 30 health regeneration is also quite relevant. Anub'arak's level 4s are a lot more open. If your team has a Jimmy with Ace in the Hole, or anybody else that will probably spec into an Executioner ability, I'd suggest getting the Bed of Barbs. Whilst your E has a slow, your Q does not after it finishes. So being able to proc their Executioners for an extra 2-3 seconds can be pretty big in some games. If they do not have that though, I'd usually get the extra range. The extra range just makes it a lot easier to engage and be on the other side of the Anub'arak, or whatever you're engaging on. And most of the time you'll be engaging from over terrain, so having the extra range to be able to make it from there to, instead of being there, to the middle of the lane is quite important when it comes to actually making sure that you hit it. But in saying that, some games that you can guarantee that you're going to get it anyway, and you don't need to worry about it, and therefore I'd be getting the increased movement speed. That's basically mounted speed for 3 seconds. Very useful, not just for body blocking, but also for running away from the fight even. The next important talent is 7. The only talent worthwhile on this level is just the shield. The other two are quite useful, reducing the cooldown of the W and being able to heal with the beetles, which you summon continuously. But the extra shield will always proc when you're engaging or disengaging, whichever one you're using your E for. So it'll either be saving your life or ensuring that when you trade, you come ahead in the trade, because you've got a shield that'll be taking the first bit of that damage. So 7's pretty much always the shield. 10, if you've got... If you're the only tank and there's no one else at the front line at all, you might need the Locust Swarm, but even in that situation, I'd probably still go Cocoon. Just because there are a lot of situations where you can Cocoon someone from out of the fight and then engage straight on their backline.
Choose a talent.
The important thing to know about Cocoon though is that you can stun them. If the stun's travelling in this Cocoon area, when it comes out, they automatically get stunned. So someone like Li Ming with a teleport can't actually get away from that, despite how she'd normally be able to just teleport away, because the Q's already in the Cocoon AoE. When she pops out, she can't use a skill or anything when she comes out, she's just immediately stunned. Level 13, Acid Drench Mandibles are just way too good. It does triple this damage every second to the target that you're hitting, which is more relevant damage than AoE, because you want to be bursting down that target that you stun. On top of that, the W damage, whilst being quite big, with 380 damage,
Choose a talent.
your auto attack does a similar amount. The amount it increased there was only about 150, but even still, 150 damage is almost a W. 3 auto attacks and you've gotten more value out of it. The thing about having the damage in the W though, is that if you use it for damage, then you won't have it for their burst damage. Like when a Ming uses a combo afterwards, she can save it for when your hardened carapace comes down, and then just combo you from full health to nothing immediately because you've got no spell armor now. So it's very... Because of that, I'd say always Acid Drench Mandibles. At 16, you've got Burrow, Charge, Impact Area, and cooldown reduction. The cooldown reduction is quite relevant in terms of being able to get out afterwards. So even in late game team fights where everybody does a ridiculous amount of damage, between the shield that you get with Burrow Charge and then the shield from Hardened Carapace, if you're wanting to disengage from a fight and you're running away at the time, you will probably be on about 1 bar when you get your E up again. So it's quite important to ensure that you actually get your E up, because as soon as you get your E up, you're able to get out again, because your level 7 gives that shield for that disengagement as well. The spell power is extremely, like 50% spell power reduction is just ridiculous. The problem with it though is that the targets that you want to be getting, the Kael'thas's, the Guldans, that sort of stuff, you're wanting to burst them down with whilst they're stunned anyway. So the spell power reduction that you're gonna actually be getting is gonna be almost irrelevant, because those targets are gonna be the ones that you're killing in the first place. You want to be getting the spell power reduction on the ones that you're not hitting, which is completely impossible. So because of that, I'd always go the cooldown reduction. Increased AoE of the E is also quite important, because it means instead of just hitting the 2 targets close to each other, you also hit someone slightly off a bit as well. Or it's possible at least, not always, but most of the time you will. At 20, the cocoon lasts for 8 seconds. That's a ridiculous amount of time. As much as it can be broken sooner, most of the time you'll at least get maybe 6 seconds in. If you're getting 6 seconds of cocoon, the fight, at least the majority of the fight, should already be off. You don't need the extra 4 seconds, as much as it would be nice. The hardened shield, it's very important to burst people down with Anub'arak, and if you get hardened shield, you're basically not... The hardened shield isn't useful for that scenario where you're bursting someone down. It's for afterwards to ensure that you survive, and most of the time you're just running away, or waiting for your E to come off and then E'ing away while running away. But the rewind can do basically the same thing, because you can E in, Q, rewind, Q again, and then you've still got your E to disengage afterwards. So still at full health at this stage, because you've probably used Hardened Shield twice in that bit as well, so their team can't burst through you while you've got 3 CCs on someone. That person might die and then you can just E away. It's a perfect way to disengage and engage, and even if you're just full on engaging, that's an extra stun as well, if you bother reactivating it to come out. So I hope you guys liked the video. Please, if you liked it at all, just chuck a thumbs up for me, and mention in the comments below what you guys prefer with your builds, or if I missed anything, please feel free to chuck that down as well. Hope to see you with the next one. See ya.